How's it going, folks? So I got a viewer request video here for y'all today. I'm going to be checking out Symphony X, and the name of this song is Rain in Madness. Now, I never heard this song before, and I feel like I've heard most of Symphony X's material, but so I looked it up, so I was like, that song doesn't sound familiar. And it looks like this song was like a special release or like a bonus song of sorts at some point, and I just never heard it. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. And like I said, there's a viewer request. This song was requested by this ranger right here. Thank you. Without further ado, let's get on in there. Rangers, go.
There's no escaping. The more I learn, the less I know. I must be crazy. I'm giving in, I'm letting go. If all the world's a stage, it's just a masquerade of crazies. Hit the lights and start the show.
Wow. This song is quite complex, so this is a tough one to kind of remember everything and break down. So I'm definitely going to forget stuff, but I'll do my best here. My favorite thing about this song is the music. Like, I love the guitar work. I love the keyboard, great drum fills and things like that. Some heavy riffs, some real thrashy, high speed, riffs, and it's just a lot. There is a lot that happens throughout this song. But for me, I just enjoyed the music the most. The vocals themselves were really good and heavy and, impactful and powerful vocals and all that good stuff. But, like, the vocal melodies, to me, it certainly took a backseat to the music. Like, the vocal melodies, to me, were kind of neither here nor there. So, like, in the beginning of this song, it's hard to even remember the beginning of this song after everything that happened. But I guess I'll kind of just do a bit of a broad overview, I guess, of things that I remember specifically. But I like that main guitar riff. I really dig it. It's kind of groovy and heavy, and it just has a really cool vibe to it, a really cool feel. I just really, really love that main guitar riff. And then, the keyboard's doing some cool stuff kind of in the background throughout the song with just some nice tones, sort of back there without taking like the spotlight. I mean, in certain spots it does, and a lot of it is kind of there and just providing a nice little backing layer of sound. And I really enjoyed that too. And then so you kind of get into the verses, and I feel like this song, it takes a long time until you get to that first chorus. You kind of get like verses, pre-chorus, verses, pre-chorus, and then the chorus. But it's like those verses and the pre-chorus, like they're very long, and it didn't hit me so much like the first time round. But after the first verse and the first pre-chorus, and then the verses started up again, that's when it really kind of hit me like, wow, this is really, really long and kind of extended. And there's not like a whole lot happening. I mean, you have like kind of these like relatively aggressive kind of vocals hitting and this heavy kind of music and whatnot. But there's not like a whole lot there to me that warrants such an extended length of time for it. It's not quite, it's a little bit, I think a little bit like too straightforward for it to last as long as it does. So it kind of wears out its welcome relatively quick, at least to me. So by the second verse and stuff, I was kind of like, all right, this is quite extended, where we're still kind of chugging along with this, and you get the pre-chorus, then you finally get to the chorus, and then I felt like the chorus just kind of fell flat for me. It's like you have all of this other stuff that's kind of this really long build up, this very extended section until you even just get to the chorus. And then the chorus itself just felt a little bit lackluster. It's like they kind of pump the brakes a little bit. The keyboard kind of shines a bit more in the background, and it takes a little bit more of a melodic sort of approach in there. But again, there's not like a whole lot in that vocal melody that's like particularly memorable or worth the wait, really, and so it just, that chorus just really kind of ended up falling flat for me. Now I do like kind of that hook, like at the end of the chorus, let's reign in madness, like that sounded tight. And then after that first chorus, after he says that, the guitar comes in real heavy, a real sick kind of breakdown beat, which I dug. And then the vocals come in even more, I would say, aggressive than had so far up until that point. And that's a pretty cool section. Kind of reminded me of like Pantera or something, with those real heavy kind of deliberate riffs and just that style of kind of aggressive vocals there. So I dug that. It was kind of some nice headbanging stuff going on there. And then after that, what came after that? I wanted to... Oh, man. See, I mean, there's just so many things that were happening in this song. Like, it's a lengthy song. What happened after that heaviness? What did it get a bit... Is that when that kind of, like, thrashy section started to happen? Or was that later? Oh, man. Yeah, I can't even remember anymore. But I think I thought, anyway, after that heavy kind of Pantera-like section, there was something else before the solos, but I could be dead wrong. But I thought I liked that section too. But anyway, then you get to the solos, and the solos were real sick. I love that keyboard solo was so tight, so tight. I love that. That keyboard solo was awesome. The guitar solo and stuff was awesome. Really dug that. And then eventually you get like back to the chorus. I thought there was a section after the solos too. Man, there's too much to remember in this song. Anyway, yeah. So you kind of get back to the chorus again. It like repeats, and again the chorus, it just kind of falls a little flat to me. But then after that, you get that musical kind of outro, and I dug that too. Maybe that's when that No, that's when that lead that main guitar riff kicks in again. I really dug that. So yeah, there was some kind of like speedy kind of thrashy section somewhere in there in the bridge, like after that heavy breakdown section. I thought it was like before the solos, but I could be wrong. Yeah, anywho, there's a lot of stuff in here. Whatever. Long story short, I really like the music a lot. You know, there's some real nice heavy riffs, some breakdown kind of riffs, some high momentum stuff going on, killer solos. Really dug all that. It just felt like the all the vocal melodies, were a bit lackluster in my opinion. Just didn't quite, hit the spot, if you will. Too extended, perhaps, in like the verses and the pre-chorus, and then the chorus itself. It just fell a little flat to me. But still, I mean, it's a cool song. It's quite the the experience, with all these things happening and whatnot, and the heaviness. So yeah, pretty nifty. Not my favorite Symphony X song ever, but there was still quite a bit to enjoy here. So thank you to the Ranger who requested this song. Let me know, folks, in the comments, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? How does it stack up to you for other Symphony X stuff? Are you a big fan of the band? Had you heard this song before? Let's talk about it. And I'll catch you next time. Ranger, out.